So I decided to create a video showing you a prop that did not actually make it into our Harry Potter themed Mystery at Hogwarts escape room. It's actually a pretty cool prop and I was excited to build it, but there were some downsides that I wasn't able to overcome, so it didn't make the cut. But this is a very simple Harry Potter wand. It was actually first a pen. You can see up here at the top how it tapers down. And that back here is the cap. So this is where you'd write with, and here's the cap that you'd put over here on the top when you're done writing. But I went ahead and turned it into a Blacklight. Pretty cool for escape rooms. Let's see here if you can see that test on the camera there. And I was super excited about it, but as I mentioned, didn't make it. But it was super easy to create using this. I wish I would have created a video of how I created it, but using this pen is $8. I'll link to it in the description below, Harry Potter pen. And using these are awesome. I'll actually be buying more of them and highly suggest you do as well. It's a 4-pack of invisible ink Blacklights. They actually come with a light on the top here, so you can get that test to show up again. There you go. And the ink even. The ink does dry out quick, but you can use it with any other highlighter or marker that highlights under a blacklight. Now, the best part is the cap here, because everything is encased right here in the cap. The blacklight, the batteries, the button. All you have to do to get to them is take off the cap and then take out this little package here, and you'll see the batteries, the button, as well as the light. Super cool. So what I did is I took all these, fit them in here, which they fit perfect, and made this awesome Harry Potter wand. You can see up here's the light bulb, here's the button, the batteries actually fit in the cap here, and that's pretty much it. I'll link to the markers in the description below as well. But pretty cool. Some downsides that I had is the batteries drain pretty quickly, and for an escape room you can't have that happening. You can't have someone in there not being able to use one of the props. And I super glued the pen part into the cap as well as the light on top, so I couldn't really replace the batteries if they did die. That was the biggest downside of this project, and maybe you guys can look at it and figure out a way to get around that. But other than that, like I mentioned, everything fits inside here. There's some wires extending the connections, as you can see here. There's the connection going to the button, so the wire's extending that, and the connection from the light bulb to the positive side is extending that as well. I had to use a landline phone cable for the negative lead to go all the way down, because I had to pass past the batteries, which are already pretty tight in there, so I need a small diameter wire to fit in there so the batteries and the wire can all fit in the cap together. Then I first wired up the button and ran the cable up the top, and then that way I could test things before fitting everything together and gluing it. To create the button hole, it's not as pretty as I'd like, as you can see here. I just used a soldering iron and used the heat to make a hole, which isn't pretty, but it worked. The button is in there very tightly. There's just enough space to get everything through. I wish I would have taken more time and measured it better and used something else, but it works. So you have the button with some wire down here at the bottom touching or completing the negative circuit to the bottom of the batteries. Then you have the long cable going up from to the negative side of the light. Then you have the batteries, another little coil of wire here, kind of like a spring for the positive side, then a cable going from that up to the positive side of the light. Once I had everything tested and knew it was going to work the way I wanted it to, pushed the excess down. The light is soldered to the wires. Put that excess down into the pen body, glued the top on, glued the pen body into the cap, and then had a completed wand. It does work. It's awesome, actually. Really impressed with how well it turned out and how well everything fit in there. It was a little bit tighter than I was used to working with, but got it to fit and looks great. Unfortunately, wasn't able to use it in the escape room. I do recommend getting multiple packs of these. I'll be getting some. I already am working on a second project for the escape room that uses these. I'll be creating a video about that. That will be more of a walkthrough video instead of just the finished product video. But here it is, pretty cool wand. Like I mentioned, both pieces that I used will be in the description below. And yeah, let me know what you think.